New this morning, a second person is dead after being shot inside the residence in Rapid City in the last 2 days.
According to the Rapid City Police Department, at around 7:15 Wednesday night, gunshots were heard inside an apartment in the 200 block of East Watertown Street. When officers arrived, they found a man with gunshot wounds. Officers attempted emergency first aid, but he was ultimately declared dead on scene.
Officers say that this incident does not appear to be random, and they do not believe this is connected to the homicide investigation from Tuesday night.
30-year-old Nicholas Seelig, a current suspect for the recent Tuesday night homicide southwest of Rapid City, is still on the loose this morning.
His father, Vernon Seelig, was shot and killed near Victoria Lake Road and First Thunder Road, which was near Nicholas's abandoned vehicle. Authorities are out in force looking for the suspect, who's believed to be armed and dangerous.
About 10 o'clock last night, our last known location of Nicholas was in the area of Clarkson Road, or between Clarkson Road and Highway 16, a rural wooded area.
They're urging people to lock their doors and give them a call if they see anything suspicious.
South Dakota State Representative Richard Vasgaard has died following a farming accident Wednesday afternoon. This announcement comes from the Speaker of the House, John Hanson.
Vasgaard was 75 years old and represented District 16, which includes the counties of Lincoln, Turner, and Union.
Now let's get a check of our weather with meteorologist Scott Munt. Good morning, Scott.
Good morning, Perry. Good morning, everybody. We are looking at a warm day today with developing showers, thunderstorms across western South Dakota later this afternoon and evening. Temperatures will reach the 70s and 80s, maybe the middle 80s across west central South Dakota. High of 81 today in Rapid City. We'll watch for developing thunderstorms this afternoon and evening. We'll have highs, I'd say, near 80 across eastern Kettleland. Brian will have more details on your forecast coming up.
Thank you, Scott. A member of the Presentation Sisters is calling on the help of more lay people in helping address a shortage of sisters within the Catholic Church.
Sister Vicki Larson has been elected the new president of the Leadership Conference of Women Religious, the nation's largest organization of Catholic sisters.
Larson doesn't see a lack of women entering religious life as a threat to the future of the church.
There's still a couple hundred sisters a year who begin the process to become a sister, and many more who discern, and I think are blessed by that discernment process.
Larson says her South Dakota values that emphasize cooperation will help her work with congregations across the country in promoting more women in religious life.
A Labor Day weekend staple is back this Sunday.
The Lifelight Music Festival will take place at Nelson Park. The event is still looking for some volunteers.
People are like, well, I don't know how to set up a stage or run sound. And we tell people, we're like, if you know how to roll up an extension cord and smile, you're qualified.
Headlining acts this year include We the Kingdom, Ann Wilson, 10th Avenue North, along with more.
We posted information on the parking situation under this story here on KELOLAND.com.
The stage is set for Jack's Bash 3 in Brookings tonight.
The concert, featuring headliners Blake Shelton and Thomas Rhett, as well as special guests Ty Myers and Blake Horstman, is expected to attract more than 22,000 people.
So this is a really unique event in the fact that you have SDSU students, you have SDSU season ticket holders, you have the first premier people, and then there's some general public tickets that are open for purchase. And so I don't know if there's any other event like this, to be honest with you.
Doors open at 5 o'clock tonight, with the event starting at 6.
That's a look at some of our top stories.
Now let's get one last look at your weather with meteorologist Brian Karstens. Good morning, Brian.
All right, good morning. Well, we're watching your weather forecast for the weekend. Let's set up the big picture, because this is important that we recognize what's going on to push and pull the weather patterns around our region. We've been talking about some rain chances heading into the weekend, and that's still the case. We've got an upper air low pressure center moving out of the Intermountain West. This feature will kind of wander into western South Dakota. So right off the bat tonight, tomorrow, there are some pretty good rain chances centered in the Black Hills. Some of that could spill over into central South Dakota. Less likely east. It just gets into a less favorable environment. Not to say, we can't get something. It's possible, but I think your concentration is still going to be higher to the west and central. That's the layout here for Saturday morning. Again, some of those rains attached to that low. So the question we pose here is, what are the characteristics of that low and what's it going to do into the weekend? Because notice up here, you might not think of this as being a big deal, but it is. There's a high pressure ridge in the jet stream pattern across Manitoba. And that forecast feature is likely to descend and actually puts the brakes on this system. But the question is how much? And how will this thing kind of sneak in a little farther east at times? Could do that. It's possible. We still have a chance of rain in our Sunday forecast for Sioux Falls, but the wide variations on the output here are based on the position of that feature right there. You can see that little push, this little hump there in the jet stream pattern right there across northern Minnesota. And if that feature comes in any stronger, or if it weakens, well, that's going to play the direct role in all of this. So the outcome basically is dictated here. If that thing sits and stalls, you got some pretty good rain amounts in the forecast for Rapid City down into maybe Winter, Valentine. That could add up quite a bit. But the problem is we're just not geographically settled for sure on that. If it wanders a little farther east, then it's going to spread out. And Sioux Falls could pick up some more rains too. Even into Labor Day, some of this is going to wander and still be in the area. So we're going to mention it. We've got a lot more homework to do on that solution because of the way the weather patterns are evolving. It's just not a clear-cut forecast, is it? But that's why we're here. We'll let you know more. 50s this morning. We've got a nice day today, 81 Sioux Falls. Pleasant weather. Should be great for outdoor activities. Again, the hills, though, we could pick up maybe some late day rain. Now, the 7 days. Sioux Falls will hit Saturday with about a 40% chance of rain. Sunday, the jury's still out on how much of that rain moves east. We're still on a lower end probability for now. It'll be in the mid-70s with the clouds, and Aberdeen also will play out some 30% chances of rain for Saturday, Sunday. So those are not really high numbers, but there is going to be a dramatic change quickly into central and western South Dakota. So those counties, you know, if you're kind of living maybe Chamberlain area, maybe down to Winter, there could be a lot higher chance of rain this weekend there. And I would also source that back to Rapid City and the Black Hills. And obviously that'll affect temperatures. We do have those mid to upper 70s right now, but there is some potential to cut that, especially if the rain hits in the afternoon on either one of those days, Friday, Saturday. All right, well, that's weather for now. More on our discussion at KELOLAND.com.